Pisces, you have the best defense mechanism of all, because you can honestly make the entire world go away and be very happy there for an indefinite period of time. And you can be living and walking amongst the rest of the world and still be completely and totally removed from it in a place that you created all to yourself. And for so long, you can go on like this and be happy and be contented and be just in a glorious space of a living dream. And a living dream is very, very real right now. It's very much like dream time is showing us a lot of things. A lot of people are becoming very tired because as the energies shift and as we move into the new, it's quite common for, you got to shut the machine down, right? You got to turn the machine down to rewire it. Because if you try to rewire the machine while it's turned on, you get scolded. It's a mess and it's destructive. So I think there's a lot of right now people sort of like powering down and sleeping a lot and going into actual dream space to recalibrate themselves. You know, it's kind of like a psychological cocoon. It could be, I don't think it's defense mechanism. I think it's evolution mechanism. I think things are shifting very quickly and very fast. And so we're going into the subconscious in order to enable those quick changes without any kind of shock. You are experts at going into the subconscious without any kind of shock. And you have the ability to live a waking dream. However, and this is when it hurts, you don't have the ability to escape reality forever. And when it catches up to you and when it hits you, that's when a lot of self-judgment, a lot of personal shame, you usually are implosive, not explosive. Now is a time when you get to, in a lot of ways, be awake when everybody else is asleep. Maybe because they're entering your world. If this was the world of inception, right, you would be the dream time. You would be the inception. You would not be the waking time. And in a lot of ways, what that means is you can communicate better with other people. You can reach other people. Maybe they're starting to be able to understand you a little bit. You're coming out of your shell. You're able to feel safe and secure enough to come out of a place that felt safe. This could have a lot to do also with a lot of things in quarantine opening up. You know, Pisceans did so well in quarantine. They were very happy to sort of den themselves away and very content to live in the world of their home because their dreams can take them anywhere. Their imagination could take them anywhere. They were very, very content with it. But now the world's waking back up, and that can cause a little bit of discomfort because this world of comfort, this world of your own creation is now it's coming to an end. It's time for those, and now there's the reassessment of how much of those dreams have been realized. How much have I actually been able to translate into this place that I have to live most of the time, this place that I'm forced to live most of the time. I just don't feel like that's completely it though. I feel like you're able, there's just this sense of maybe being a little bit defensive of having to open back up again and having to address the world the way that you used to. There's a little bit of discomfort going on. But now is the time to basically tackle your discomfort and tackle whatever's making you extremely uncomfortable. And that could be confronting or confrontation of a situation or a circumstance that was very easy for you to delay or hide from during quarantine or during this time of retreat, extended period of retreat. It's coming to an end. And it's essentially very difficult for you because what it requires of you is boundaries and setting of boundaries. And setting of boundaries happens to be something that's very complex for you because you don't know boundaries. Like you're the house of mysteries. There's no boundaries. It's not even light. There's no definition at all. So it's unnatural for you to form boundaries, or even sometimes to even confront people who are trying to set boundaries for you. It can feel very uncomfortable, very inauthentic, or almost like you're being attacked in some way when you meet somebody who sets boundaries, is very clear with their boundaries. But you're not very judgmental anyway. How about you setting those boundaries? How about you establishing those boundaries for yourself? This is the difficult part of this phase right now, is like the reestablishment of the new, at least in the old. And this could be where you're retreating right now, is to the comfort zone, the old place, right? That comfort zone of where you used to feel comfortable, not just in the dream world, but before then. But the truth is, you didn't feel comfortable there either. It just feels more comfortable because it's in the past, and retrospect gives you a kind of objective comfort. But the fact is that in terms of your reaction and interaction to the past and present, it has actually a lot more familiar than you think. I do feel like there is not just a juxtaposition, that there is a clash here of something from the past coming back in. And in a way you could have gotten lost from it. Let's not even say intentionally tried to avoid it, gotten lost from it for a while. And it was very easy to get lost from it for a while. But now it's almost like you've had enough time to sleep. You want to be awake. And as uncomfortable as it makes you, there is that understanding of, no, I'm ready for this now. I'm ready for this confrontation. Not to say that you're being confrontational, but I'm ready to address these circumstances. I think you had hope inside of yourself that you could pretend it away. That if you didn't address it and you just pretended that it didn't exist, then it wouldn't. And that's not true. That's not true. The 3D world does have restrictions and it does have boundaries. And so confrontation is necessary in order to smooth things out. You can't just pretend them away. You can conceptualize them as gone, but then you have to manifest that. And manifesting that as gone or finished and being done is something that takes confrontation. You have to address this. And it's very challenging. It's very challenging. This has something to do with your social group or social circle. Maybe a specific person, a specific friend, a specific significant other. I think in a lot of ways you've been able to distract yourself with other people in other places, away from, you've been able to make new friends or jump here and jump there. Like you've been able to find a way to get yourself away from it, to not confront or face the truth. The thing is this, you are trying to run away from a truth that you already feel. You already know it. You are already feeling this, Pisces. But in some ways you're trying to escape feeling it, or escape not acknowledging the feeling of it. By, I'll just be with somebody else. I'll just go in a different place. I'll just get a new job. It's fine. But it's not fine. It's not fine. There's a discomfort. There's an ache. There's a sadness. There is there is not a replacement for this circumstance or this person or just this confrontation. I feel like there could even be some gathering that's coming up soon. A sense of gathering people around you, wanting to celebrate, wanting to feel joy. But in the back of your mind, there is just this sense of being stuck, or understanding that there is something that isn't settled. There's something that's interfering with that. And because there can't be complete joy without this confrontation, it's almost like Let me start showing you the cards. I'm sorry, I didn't realize how far I'd run over with the channeled message. Bring love into the situation. This is Aquarius moon. I think that you have an abundance of love. You have an abundance of goodness, an abundance of resources, abundance of happiness, but this is also truth. This is also real connection. And it's very contemplative, but there's also a sense of you're being around. It's almost like you're trying to like be around a lot of people to ignore the one person that you actually want to talk to. That's kind of how it is. Or the one problem or situation that you need to address, but it's like, I'm going to just crowd my life with even more people. I'm just going to crowd my life with new friends. I'm going to crowd my life with other coworkers. I'm just going to crowd my life to basically help me fantasize in reality that what is bothering me isn't really bothering me. Be bold and make the first move. So it's on you. It's on you to decide that I'm going to confront this. This is the time to confront it because you are so on the verge of happy, of free, of just liberating yourself. Don't you want to liberate yourself from these feelings? Liberate your mind. Conclusions are within reach. They're right there for you, but you have to reach for them. It's not that you don't understand. It's not that you don't comprehend. It's not that you actually have questions that need answers. It's that you have answers that you don't want to address. This is an ending of a situation that held you down. And these cards, this is a situation that is holding you down, the end to it. But you're the one that holds the scythe in this situation, Pisces. You're the one that decides, when does this situation end? When do I unhook myself and untether myself? When do I do it? It's hard. There's something here that you're defensive of. Everything changes. It's almost like in some ways maybe you're blaming yourself or you're accepting fault. For what? For change? For things shifting? For things not staying the same? That's not a fault. That's life. So this is essentially you kind of like being afraid, being worried about changing or about your feelings changing. Maybe you don't feel the same for somebody, or you feel somebody doesn't feel the same for you and you're scared to confront it because you don't want that confirmation. Somebody's stuck. Somebody's all kinds of tied up and not letting themselves and this is the thing, these unconfronted emotions, this is what's going to happen. It's going to tie you up and make you kind of your own slave. Just going to enslave you. And that's kind of what it's doing. The more you twist, the more you deny, the more you try to recede or hang back from or not look at, it's actually emotionally fucking you. This could also be, as I look at the cards, this could also be you being afraid of another's pain. It's almost like really you being afraid of what somebody feels for you. Have I hurt them? Are they angry with me? Not being able to confront it. And Pisces, in so many ways, you are able to liberate yourself all the time and just let everybody know what you're feeling. But what about somebody else doing that to you? What about hearing their point of view or their perspective? There's definitely an imbalance here. This sense of not being open to the pain or the hurt or the suffering, either that you're in or that somebody else is in. And it's at this time where you will have the strength to confront it. You will have the strength to confront them. You will have the strength to confront whatever you fear they might say or they might feel. Timeless earth. Connect with nature. And this is transformation too. See the little frog? I think that you know that a season has ended and a season is up. And maybe that's the real sadness, is that something that meant such a great deal to you, you now have to recognize as over. And as soon as you have this conversation, or as soon as you hand in this last paper, it's like you're not going to be a student anymore. Or as soon as you move into this new apartment, you're not going to be a child anymore. You know, you're out of your parents' house for good. This next chapter is about to turn. And it's almost like, you ever read a really good book and you stop at the last chapter because you love the book so much and you love the world that it wrapped you in? It has become your reality. It's become your truth. It's become your place of happy, your happy space, the place that you go to, right? And now you're at that last chapter. And so it's like you're avoiding reading that chapter because you know at the end of this chapter, there's not another page to turn. It's done. It's ended. Some books close. They have to finish. Everything has an ending. Everything. And so, are there other books out there? If you're like me at all, especially with the book metaphor, after I read a really awesome book, I can't read another book for a long time because it resonates with me and it continues to bounce around in me and it's just in me so deep, I can't get out of it. And I feel like that's kind of what you're in right now. You don't want to lose that moment. You don't want to lose. It was such a beautiful time. It's like Camelot. You found your Camelot. You found this beautiful, perfect time, and you're distracting yourself with new people, new places, you're distracting yourself, but nothing is making it go away. You still have to end that chapter. You still have to read that chapter. Why? Why do I have to? Because you know you want to. Because you know that's how you honor the book. You read every page, not just the pages that are comfortable for you. That's how you honor the story. You let it end. That's how you do justice to that arc. You allow there to be a finality, a finish. Now, every destination is where the journey begins again, right? Every ending is a new beginning. Who knows what will happen on the other side? The problem is you've already decided it's not going to be as good as this book. And I can promise you that's not true. Because on the other side of you closing this chapter, you get to write your own story. Step out in pride, step out in joy. This has to do with, I think almost a sisterhood. This has to do with some sort of group of friends. That's what I knew. These cards are all about friendship. They're all about, feeling like the best moment of your life was when you were with this group of people. When you were able to do specific things or you just felt the best around these people, like they were your tribe. Now, for some reason, it feels like that tribe is starting to dissipate, fall apart, or it's not the same anymore. And you just, it's okay. I mean, I know that you just don't want to look at it. I don't think anything's happening to you that's horrible. I think wonderful things are happening to you, actually. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Set healthy boundaries. This is a sense of almost feeling like you're being pushed and pulled away from your soul family, from where you actually felt like you belonged. And that's what this shift is really doing to you. It's kind of like uprooting you. And it's like, but you don't belong here anymore. Wait, why not? Because you don't. And it's still a mystery to you, and you don't have to understand it beyond, it's right. This is a time. I don't understand why I'm moving on, but I know that I have to. If you like this video so far, please do like it and then subscribe to the channel. Even share it on your social media platforms because that really helps the channel. Also, please subscribe to the channel to help the channel grow, and then click that bell below and then hit all notifications so that you get notified when I upload all the videos. At least 12 videos a week. Pisces always comes out every single Wednesday, like clockwork, every single Wednesday. Yeah, there's I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It's been hard for me this week. And you don't just watch your sun sign. You always watch your moon sign, your rising sign, at least those three to get a real full, like real three-dimensional understanding of what's going on in your life and how the cosmos is impacting you. You can always subscribe over to, there's always an extended, always. And where I articulate, I'm very specific with tarot. And that also includes a romance reading, Pisces. So there's 2 readings in one in the extended. So you're please always invited to go down there. And then you can actually subscribe over there as well. And then you'll get access to the extended. It's about a day before the link comes up here. And you'll also get access to my weekly astrological forecast, which I post all the time over on Vimeo. And it's totally free, but it gives you a good overview of like a Born Without Boundaries perspective of the cosmos based on astrology for that week. It's tropical astrology, Western astrology that I follow. And then last but not least, join me on Instagram. Every Monday through Friday, I am there doing live readings, going live, chatting, and doing general readings and general motivation every single day, every single weekday. So join me. I would be happy to have you. So here we go. Let's get into your animal totems. Try to understand how you're going to get help. Oh, Sagittarius energy, surrender. See, and it's almost like, in a way, you want to surrender. You don't want to keep up the fight. It's just somehow you kind of want to keep up the love. Well, you can love something and let it end, because love is that thing that always transcends even death itself. You can love something even if its time has ended. In fact, it's part of honoring it, is to remain loving it. Surrender now, moving forward. This could be, this is just heading forward, and not really thinking, just going forward because you know it's the right direction. In other words, it's time to move forward. It's time to move on. It's time to not worry about the pain ahead. Not worry about it. Not worry about the flame ahead. Surrender now, like a moth to a flame. Just allow divinity to take over. What will be, will be. You see clearly now, this is wisdom. This is intelligence married with experience. This is understanding. This is now, at this point, it's like, I know I gotta let go. I get it. I'm not in denial anymore. And then watch your words, which is Gemini energy. This is really interesting. It's almost telling me a timestamp in some ways. It's like during this season is when it has to happen, is when kind of like, what's it? What's it? What does it have to happen? Is it because parrot is Gemini energy. So that to me is a conversation, a one-on-one, learning, education, all of that could be Gemini energy. There is a mentality here of don't speak, listen. It's not time to imply, persecute, or accuse. It's time to listen. It's time to listen. And you've been avoiding this because clearly there has been pain and sorrow and disappointment here. And no, I don't think it's your fault at all. I just think that not addressing it hasn't helped it at all. It's not going anywhere. It's actually just prolonged it. So now this is a sense of, when parrot shows up, there's just a sense of, don't talk. Don't say anything. Let somebody else speak. It's their turn. Even though it may be difficult to hear. you can do it now. It's like you're ready for the truth now. Use this energy to enable you to go ahead and do it. Use this energy. Let's get into your adventure. See, that's Sagittarius energy too. These are your angel messages. Instead of seeing the current situation as an obstacle, try seeing it as an adventure. Explore all the possibilities. There are many more than you currently imagine. See? So it may not even be an ending. It may not be as horrible as you think it is. Instead of seeing things as either black or white, explore all the colors in between. Peace. No matter where you are or what you're doing, inner peace is always possible. All it takes is a subtle shift in awareness. Think love and peace will follow. So through love is how you're going to find the peace in yourself that you really need. That was going to help you stop avoiding and stop running away. Positive thinking. Positive thinking is vital in creating a healthy and abundant life. A positive attitude along with positive beliefs and thoughts are crucial ingredients for creating happiness. Don't worry, think love. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to confirm with tarot. This is going to end up better than you think. And I think in some way, now that I got the angel messages, it's almost like you're killing it by not addressing it. It would actually have a chance if you turn around and realize there's still a little life there. It's this upsetness in your mind of deciding the worst case scenario is the only path. And that's not true. Let's go to tarot and see where this is going to go. I'll see you guys over there.